everybody, this is Liz from Trelise, and I welcome you to this knitting podcast. So, how are you? I've been very excited the last 10 days as I was in the northern part of France and just outside of Brussels in Belgium, and where we organized some open days with Natalie from By Nights Creations, who is a natural dyer, and it was amazing. I don't remember how many times we've organized now open days, but it was the second time that we were together with La Féfile, donc Cécile from La Féfile Dyed Yarns, and Mathieu Arnaud, who is a creator of designs. And we had just a wonderful time. It was so nice to see them again, and being around knitters and woolly friends and other makers. It's just amazing. It's something that I really miss and that I really truly enjoy when I travel. And it was really nice because lots of people came and visit, and it was just a blast. And I became very emotional on Sunday because there were 4 ladies coming from Switzerland, which one of them has a yarn shop in Switzerland and she carries my yarns. So it is Fabienne from Tricoton, and Natalie and them kept the surprise for me, and it was just a shock to see them there. It was so unreal, and I just had the most amazing time. Not that if they hadn't come, it wouldn't be amazing. It was, but that was like truly special. We hadn't seen each other since the last, actually the first lockdown. Just before it started, we were all in Switzerland for a festival there. So that was the last time I had seen them, and it truly was a magical moment when I saw them and hugged them, and I was like tearing up, and I was like, oh my god, I can't believe you're here. And it was really amazing. And they were knitting a shawl that Natalie By Night Creations designed, and she used one of her skeins and one of Cécile La Féfile colors, and in the original one. And there were all the 4 of them knitting that shawl with my yarns. And it was so nice, so special. It really was amazing. And they had organized this, friendly trip. And I hope and I know that they had a really amazing time being in Belgium and all that. But it was the highest peak to see them. It was just unbelievable, and I really thank them for coming, the whole way to Belgium and just, be there with us. While being there, I was knitting my newspaper pullover that I'm wearing. Yes. And I was very excited to finish it before coming back. And I had in my mind that when I will bind off, I will cast on Mathieu's Toroja shawl that I have already talked in a previous podcast, that I really like this pattern, but I wasn't sure about the combo that I wanted to use and all that, but I'll show you later on. So my sweater, so I haven't blocked it, so it's finished. I actually finished it on, I was flying back on Monday, so I finished it on Sunday, yes. And I've done some shortcuts, or I've made it to just à la Lise, as my wonderful friends in France say. So normally this sweater has another panel of brioche almost, but I thought it was going too long, and I love my sleeves to be long, but that's an unblocked sleeve. So it will grow just a bit longer, and it's just okay for me. And also brioche is very, stretchy. So I'm already happy with with this kind of length. And also in the body had also another panel of brioche, and then it had ribbing, like the same kind of ribbing that it has here, because it is worn like that, and you have, the kind of as an elastic band, the ribbing, and so you wear it like that. But instead, I didn't do another repeat, and because let's face it, I was lazy to do the ribbing over here, and because I like that it wasn't very cropped or not, regular length of a sweater, I just changed my needles to a larger size and did a bind off, an I-cord bind off. I was thinking that even if it would pull a bit, like that, I wouldn't mind. So if it had a bit of a bubbly effect, but because brioche is also kind of a ribbing, it didn't turn, upwards. So I was like pretty confident that it would be the good choice. And actually, I really love it. I love it how squishy it is, how warm it is, how simple it is. I really, really love it. If you are learning brioche and you would like to do brioche, or you've done just one brioche pattern and you would like to do a bigger piece, this sweater is really nice. It's not difficult. Like really, it's not difficult. It just straight brioche. The only increases are, of course, in the raglan, but you can do it, guys. I believe in you, and brioche is there for you, and you shouldn't miss this amazingness, squishiness, and like, come on, amazing. Like really, I don't have any other word. So the colorways that I used are freaking bacon for the main color. Well, what she calls main color is the color that you will have also in the ribbing. So this is freaking bacon, and the lighter colorway is Escape Now. They are both in singles. The difference is that freaking bacon is in my Zeus, so it's just a merino single, while Escape Now, the lighter, is in my aerospace, which has some stellina. So I'm not sure if you can see. Yeah, here you can see a bit the stellina. So it's really, really nice. And actually, when I finished it and I was wearing it, I was on the street and I was walking, and there was the sun coming, on top, towards me, on top of me, like, what the hell, towards me. And I saw my reflection on a car, and I was like twinkling. It was so cute. Like, guys, come on. It's like really nice. So freaking bacon and Escape Now. It's actually the same colorway. It just that freaking bacon, when I finished the colorway, I just dumped it in black. Well, almost, but that's the difference. So I really wanted to have a sweater that was in calmer tones than I usually knit, but I wanted also to showcase that in brioche you can have contrast even with not so much contrasting colors. And the thing is that if you see them, you see that there are contrasting colors, but you can see that in some areas they mesh up, like the contrast is low. And that's because in freaking bacon, there are some areas where are lighter, and the lighter parts are exactly the same colorway as Escape Now. So was I worried about that? Not really, because overall they are contrasting. So people, a lot of times people in festivals or in events or even on emails, they're like, oh, I'm searching for two contrasting colors And someone told me I have to take a picture and put it on black and white, and they have to be really separate. Well, yes and no. Just think what you want as a result. Do you want something like really defined, or do you want something that's a bit, I would say, romantic in a sense, but more harmonious? Like, you know, that it will mesh up and it will be a bit more fluid in some areas. I wanted that. So the interest in me over here, because usually for me to knit and be inspired, I need some color, I need some vibrancy, or I need that the technique used has something to keep me up, you know, to keep me going. Well, here it was just that I was really curious to see them, you know, coming together, contrasting each other, but also meshing together, and just, you know, to share the end result. And like for me, it's like, damn girl, that's pretty. So I hope, you know, that it can give you some ideas and on how to brioche, but just do the experiment and take, like, yes, I'm challenging you now. Just take two skeins that they're like solitary in your stash, that you don't know what you want to do, and put them in a brioche, like in a cowl or whatever. Even if they're low contrast, high contrast, whatever, whatever, whatever. And like they're not, like when you see them together, you're like, that's not gonna happen. I guarantee you that in brioche, it's gonna be so, so pretty. Like so pretty. So pretty. Like how much can I, you know, just point out, like, when in doubt, brioche, guys, okay? Either knit it or eat it, just do it, brioche, okay? So while we're talking about finished objects and colors and, you know, techniques and different ways to work with colors, when I was in the open days at Natalie's, Marie-Neige came. So Marie-Neige is just a wonderful, wonderful knitter and designer. And she had designed a sweater that is called Arapi. So Arapi is the name for like unconditional love in Greek. And we actually, yeah, in the modern times we use it, it's the name of love. And she had used for all the ribbing parts a sport yarn. And then for the body, she held 2 strands of trellis mohair, so Poseidon base. And it was a wonderful purple, my Careless Whisper colorway, and it was just wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. But the last time that I was there, you know, I talked with her and I told her, you know, maybe you could just also tell or show to people that they can do it with 2 strands of mohair, with 1 strand of mohair and 1 strand of fingering, you know, because people are more used to that than a sport and double held mohair. And she was like, oh yes, you're right. And I told her, would you like to knit a sample for me, and then you can have it also for your design? And she was like, oh yes, what a great idea. So I, the kind is like protecting the realm. So I actually chose from the yarns that I had that day, and I gave her in the single base, so in Zeus, Dishonest Ochre, which is a bright lime with speckles, and Lady Marmalade in my Poseidon base, mohair silk. So the result of that is that, wait, so I can grab it better here. So these 2 is this. Guys, I love it so much. It's so warm and squishy. It's like really amazing. The fit is amazing on me. Like, I'm not wearing it because it's slightly too warm to wear right now, but it's really pretty. I love how you can see the brightness of the yellow, but also the pink of the mohair has toned it down a bit, so it's not screaming in your eyes. You know, it's not that yellow in your face, but like, come on, how pretty is that, right? So this is a happy sweater from, I will put her Instagram, genre unique, genre.unique, and she's like amazing. She has lots of really cute patterns. She also has, with this same stitch, a Benny that I would like to do. I think she has it also in the same mentality of 2 strands of mohair, but actually I was thinking of just getting a single and a mohair and just do it. I've actually, I think I've guessed it on, but I don't know where it is. Anyways, so that's gonna be it of about the finished objects. So the one is the happy sweater, which is the finished object from Marie Neige that she gave me as a sample and that I'm really grateful for. And my newspaper pullover by Joji Locatelli, and I hope you like them. So, as I said, when I'll finish that sweater, I will cast on the Toronja shawl by Mathieu. So I'm not sure, no, I don't have a picture of the shawl, only of the chart, because there was a problem with his file and I couldn't print it, but I sent him a message and he told me that I need to print it from the Adobe if I have a Mac. I don't have a Mac, but I have my iPhone and apparently it has the same issue. So I think I will do that at some point. But now that I've started knitting from the chart, I'm not sure I need anything else. So we'll see. Anyways, so I've decided to hold, so I'll put a picture here. Okay, so in the picture you see that there's a brighter color and a darker blue. So the lighter color, the gray, is the main color and the dark blue is the contrasting color. So I decided that as a main color I will have Machu Picchu, that I really love. This green, it's not neon, it's not, how can I say? It's like a lettuce green, but it's not a lettuce green. I have no idea. And it's really, really rare that I will really, really like a solid that I want to knit with it. And two colorways that I really want to knit with and I haven't already is Machu Picchu and Who's the Dyer. But together, I think they look great, but because they have the same vibrancy, it wouldn't have enough contrast or depth for me. So I decided instead of using Who's the Dyer, that's a bright orange, to go with Birthday Girl. And actually, this batch of Birthday Girl was very, very deep, and I think I'm gonna just slightly change my original Birthday Girl and just always try to do it as deep as this batch because I love it. It's just amazing. I don't know, here you can see. I'm sorry, but there's not a great light. Okay, so Machu Picchu will be my main color and the contrasting color part will be Birthday Girl. So there you go. Okay, and I only did one repeat of the chart and that's it. So I haven't done much because my flight was later in the afternoon, and before flying out from France, I had 2 hours of car, and I wasn't feeling very well, so I didn't want to take out my knitting. But that's it. So I think it's gonna look pretty good. But it's just the beginning, so yeah, it will take some time to grow and really show, but I think it's gonna be really cool. So that's it. That's about my knittings. So of course, next to that I will try to work a bit more of my rug sweater, but I'm not sure. It's getting bigger and it's getting warmer outside, so we'll see. I was thinking of doing a video with all the whips that I have, but they're actually not all work in progress. It's either things that I've custom on, but for some reason, you know, with the moving and because it was or otherwise there are darker colors that I use and I can't really see at night, or it's very tiring, I don't really work on them. But I was thinking, you know, of just doing a video of what's on the needles and maybe try to decide, okay, what I can knit in the summertime when it's warmer or not. Anyways, so purchases. I've done two purchases. Actually, it's one purchase and then the other was gifted to me. So when we finished the open days at Natalie's, we went, before I left from there, to the Sip and Knit shop, which is a new shop in Belgium, in Brussels. And I had already visited, but it was just before their opening. So now it was full of things, and it was really, really great for me to be there. And it was really exciting to see all the things. And I wanted to see some bags, and it was really cool. And we had the opportunity to talk and all that. But I decided that I wanted to try the Manchalopi yarn, which is 100% Manchaga, which is a Spanish breed, if I'm not, if I'm correct, if I'm not mistaken. Well, it is actually, it comes from Spain, and the people who has it is Wool Dreamers, Manchalopi, and you can either use it, it's a yarn that's like that. It looks like the Lopi yarn and it's very easily broken, but the difference is that, oh my god, this is very soft. Like, it's very soft wool. It's amazing how soft it is. You can either work it either with one strand or two strands, like the same kind of idea, like the Lopi yarns, but the thing is that I'm not sure how you could use it as one strand, because both strands are wrapped, you know. I'm not sure if you would like to knit as one strand and then, you know, just do a ball. I think I would just break it all around. So because I really loved this medium gray, this is their medium gray, and I wanted to find something to do with that, holding in with two strands. So while we were there, I was on Ravelry, and it was funny because at some point we had talked about the Kate Davis design, me and Natalie, and I was like, oh my god, the Carbeth. And she was like, oh yeah, I really like one of her design, but it's a cardigan, and it was the Carbeth cardigan. So it was funny because when I was looking, I was like, maybe the Carbeth, but I will have to look on Ravelry. So, you know, I was like that, and Natalie was like, which one are you searching? And I was like, yeah, I'm not sure. I will tell you in a minute. And then she was like, Liz, you know which one would be nice? And we both said the Carbeth, and I was like, I'm looking at the Carbeth. So the Carbeth uses bulky yarn, okay? So that meant these two strands together is approximately 100 grams, 230 meters. So it's like a worsted. Two worsted strands knitted together gives us a bulky yarn, okay? So what did I said? Okay, I'm gonna use two of those to have a bulky yarn. But I will make it more interesting for me, because we said the colors needs to be bright or natural or have something that intrigues me. So I decided to mix the medium gray with the light gray. And those two will be knitted together to do the Carbeth sweater. Yeah, that's my pose of, you know, signaling and putting here a picture. So I think it's gonna be really cool. So I needed, I took three of each color. So I think it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be really warm and amazing and so squishy. So squishy. It actually really looks nice with whatever I'm wearing. Yeah, I'm color coordinated. So I'm very happy, very, very happy. And now that I'm thinking about it, it's really weird because the other yarns that I brought, it's gonna have a similar vibe as the colors. It's almost gray white, which are not usually my colors, but so this is mohair. It's an old fielder mohair that I saw in Cécile, who used to have like a bain tricoté, and this is an old yarn that her mom used to carry in her older shop. And I don't know if you can see, but here inside it has pinks. Yeah, I'm really not sure if you can see that. Anyways, and what I loved is these darker colors and pinks, and I when I immediately saw it, I'm like, oh my god, I need to have a bubbly sweater with that. And the great thing is that is 120 meters, the 50 grams, so it's actually a worsted. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna do a sweater with only that. I used to have a sweater, a boat sweater, that was just mohair and was so bubbly and airy, and oh my god, but I felt it. So I went through my Ravelry and I found to do the Miro Menil sweater by Cléonis, I don't know, that you can either crop it, make it longer or whatever, and I thought it will be amazing in this color, mohairy, ball of yarn. So anyways, those are really, really into the future, but I thought that even, it's funny because I was saying that I want to finish my sweaters because it's summer and I'll need to have like a shawl, and I'm to knit because it's lighter and all those good excuses, and also because I haven't knitted a shawl for a very long time and I want new shawls and I want to switch up my stuff. And guys, I'm only talking about sweaters. It's like I'm sweater obsessed. I know it. I love them. I just want all the sweaters. And damn it. And it's not that I don't like shawls. I love them. It's a difference. And I really do feel like it's not even the last couple of years. I think it's like at least 3 years that I'm sweater obsessed. And it's really nice because now I do start having a great collection of sweaters, but it takes longer. So it's so funny because, yeah, I was just saying all through my time there that I'm gonna finish this sweater, and then when I'm in Greece, I'm gonna finish the other sweater, but I will have casted on Mathieu's shawl, and I will be doing the shawl, all through the summer, and it will be great. But now I just want to cast on the sweater. But this would be a light sweater, right? And until it gets 40 degrees, I could knit with mohair. No? I guess. Anyways, so those are my yarny experiences, finished objects, whips, samples that I got. And then I hadn't shopped books for a very long while. So now I think I just kind of overdid it. Sorry. Over here. I think I just a bit overdid it, but like, come on, why not? So Natalie brought me to this most beautiful place. So it's name, just the name, okay? Cook and Book. Like, duh, what can go wrong like with a name like that? So it's this amazing place that are actually 3 different libraries that are next to each other, and they're like different subjects. Like one is, adult reading, and then, crafts. Then the other is like comics and children books and all that. So they have like different book genres. And inside of all of them, there are like places where you can eat, places where you can read. Sorry, that was a loud sneeze. Sorry. So it was really amazing. And the most funny thing happened when we got into the first one. We didn't even looked around, but me and Natalie, we touched the same book, and I decided to take it. So the name is Le silence est ma langue natale. Silence is my mother language, by Suleiman Andonia, and I read behind the book, and it is the story about a brother and a sister that they arrive in a refugee camp in Sudan with their mother, and they have, you know, that they have everything that's lost and all that. And it's been a very long time that I haven't read a book like that, because I usually get very emotionally connected with the stories, and I sometimes react to other people, you know, that I'm very jumpy and all that, like the story is like really literally happening to me. So it's been a very long time that I haven't read something like that, because before I used to read a lot of books with, you know, stories and that were talking about refugees or the Afghanistan situation or, you know, women's rights. But I don't know what really I found fascinating, just reading the summary and just, or the face, or just the book itself. I was drawn to it. I don't know if it's because it's taking place in Sudan, where my parents grew up, and I left. Actually, we flee from there when I was 1 year old, so I'm not sure, but I'm quite curious to read it, and and I really love the cover, of course. Like, the cover has to speak, right? And then there's this very small edition of Folio, and it's little books, and it's actually either some texts of a book or summaries of a book. And I got from Simone de Beauvoir, La Femme Indépendante, the independent woman, which are cuts from her Simone de Beauvoir Deuxième Sexe, which means second sex. And I can't wait. I actually, when I opened it, I don't remember at what part I opened it, and I was like, whoa, I had just read, you know, like 2 phrases, and I was like, my mind was blown up. So yeah, a shorter read. Then, of course, we had to go through the comic section, and I took the Nadua graphic novel, and it's about a woman, Cynthia Ann Parker, who was taken from her home, and she ended up with Indians, and then her Indian home was burned out, and she was taken back to civilization. So it's a true story, and I really like the drawings already. I've read a bit of it, and I just love graphic novels. And I actually don't read so much of graphic novels because I can't really find them here in Greece so much. Anyways, and then of course I had to have a book that I found there in that bookshop, but it was in French and I wanted it in English, and that was The Shamanic Power Animals by Jose Ruiz. I'm finishing now a breathwork course, and we had some shamanic techniques explained to us, and we practiced those, and I really liked the way of freedom and connectiveness with nature that it has. And so I wanted to read more about, you know, the shamanic power of animals and the shamanic ways in general. So I got this book, and from the same author, I got the medicine bag. Shamanic rituals and ceremonies for personal transformation. I actually have opened a bit this one and really like it. Haven't yet dipped into this, but I have read a bit of The Time of the Black Jaguar and from Arkan Lushwala, and I really enjoy it as far as I've read well in the airplane. That was what I was doing. Other than those things, um, I will have pre-orders up until the Monday 16th of May, and there's always the time that you can pre-order my mystery box for my birthday, which the theme is myth, and yeah, so that's all the things that I'm doing, that I've done this last couple of weeks, and that I will be doing. So yeah, I think this podcast should be, named like maybe Knit and Read, but I haven't read so much. But hopefully, yeah, steadily will be great. Actually, this Sunday is the last Sunday where I have my breathwork course, and I will have done all the readings and tests and quizzes that I need to. So hopefully by next week I will have more time to knit and read or leisure and not studying. And yeah, it's like very exciting. Yeah. So that's kind of it. Let me know, what are you doing? Have you finished any project? Would you like me to do a more specific podcast? Maybe you have questions about something. Would you like me to show you the things that I have casted on, but they're like kind of sleeping, and why? Maybe reflecting why they're sleeping would maybe change my mind and not do them, or do them faster. Anyways, thank you for watching, and don't forget, color is power, fiber is our weapon. Bye.